Good morning, Vande Matram. Welcome all of you. This morning we are going to discuss a brilliant topic that is most required, of course, for this sadhana, for this who are pursuing this path must know. Speak always the truth. That is the point to be discussed. That is the topic to be discussed right now. Of course, it is an oft discussed topic, not only in the near future but from the very beginning. We keep discussing the topic. We feel most of the time we face so many questions. We keep asking, we keep delivering speeches, even we go for the seminars, workshops and all on a topic, discussing the topic, speak always the truth. But it is a difficult one. As per mother has quoted, it needs a greater courage to stick the right path than to come into it. Suppose you are in the wrong path, somewhere you are struck. Naturally, you need a change. No, this will not go. Some change is coming in somebody, so he wants to change. Then it is possible to come, change the track and come to compulsive to the track of truth. But real problem is that to tell always the truth, to stick the right path always, it needs a greater courage. That is possible and it is required also. Without truth, nothing can be done because truth and only truth is the requirement of the age. And because we are in this age, there is no place for falsehood. We are in a stage where only truth can be inclined. We must cling to the truth. We must salute the advent of the truth, only truth. We must know ultimately victory of truth is certain. We must know at the end of this flickering of the falsehood there is truth. And again we must know that falsehood is a truth in the hiding, in the making or in the breaking. Truth is the hidden truth is at the root of the falsehood. Where is falsehood, there is divinity, there is truth, of course. So truth, it has been perverted in the process of involution and it has got the falsehood. But thing is that we have the in stick to the path of evolution, and this from falsehood we must turn towards the higher truth, the highest truth rather. Asatma Satgamaya. Anyway, the topic of the discussion for now, at least, it is speak always the truth. So, mother quotes, it is the discussion will be almost from the mother's quotings, we'll see, mother's writings from her philosophy. To speak always the truth is the highest title of nobility. Very interesting. You must know, you must realize, you must speak, you must be bold enough to admit that the line, what mother actually explains us. To speak always the truth. Already we have discussed it needs a greater courage. Here, mother quotes, to speak always the truth is the highest title of nobility. Again, mother goes a little bit forward and describing how it is working really. If you don't wish to say something which is true, instead of lying, just keep silent. If something pleasant is not to be said, if you have nothing to say really about the truth, then nothing you have to say about what is true. Really, mother advises, instead of lying, better keep silent. That is the faithfulness in the divine word. So again, mother, again one step forward, mother goes, if we allow a falsehood, supports, because in the mother book we have seen, don't imagine that light and truth and falsehood, light and darkness, surrender and selfishness can be allowed to dwell together in the house consecrated to the divine. The duality, the contrariety, truth and falsehood, light and darkness, surrender and selfishness, both the dualities are there, contrariety are there, so they can stay together. In the ordinary heart, in the ordinary human being, they don't know, so they allow, in one side they are open to the truth, another and truth, light, consciousness, and on another side they are very much open to the falsehood, the darkness and the inconscient ignorance like this. So these are possible in the ordinary human being who are staying in the ordinary consciousness. They are ignorant, they don't know what really life is and what really the path of yoga, what are the requirements, basic requirements. But the people who are like you, who are actually pursuing this integral yogic process and going to this path, must be know these are not in the consecrated heart. This duality, this contrariety can't stay together. If you are willing to suffer the spiritual consequence, you can mix it, but this intermixing is not at all allowed, not at all expected. Anyway, here mother quotes, if we follow a, allow a falsehood, however small, maybe you think okay it is a small one, but thing is that we know that while the fraud is there, very we find the big actually busting big guys, and that the big breaking is there. It is only due to a small hole. So however small, to express itself through our mouth or our pen, how can the hope to become perfect messengers of the truth? If it is coming through our mouth, if it is coming through our pen, anyhow, if it is coming, however it is small, how do you expect that this will be the, you will expect that to become the perfect messengers of truth? Other quotes, other questions. A perfect servant of truth, again, not only from us, from ordinary human being, or little bit ahead, advanced of this ordinary stage. So, Mother Course, a perfect servant of the truth should abstain even from the slightest inexactitude, and even the slightest inexactitude, you must abstain yourself. People who are actually, it is told for those who are perfect servant of the truth. Exaggeration and deformation. Slightest inexactitude, exaggeration, and deformation. From this type of various elements, various characteristics and attitudes, then definitely someone must be kept outside. They must not go. One I can remember. Sometimes we feel no, this is the scenario is not different, so we can tell the truth. Like one example, you can take one Jain guru. His name is Ha Hui. He was taking some classes, delivering some speech. He was speaking something. Some fellows were there sitting. They were actually taking deep interest and they were listening. Among them, we are the king of that province. He was also attending, but actually it was found this king was actually shaking the leg. How we observed it, and immediately he looked at it, the king, and the king also came to know that he is doing something wrong by shaking the legs. So he kept silent. Like this, couple of times, same thing. After some time, the shaking took place, and the guru was actually observing. Then sometimes he's speaking his actually preachings. We are stopped. Like this, couple of times happened. Then. I would maybe this may not be actually exactly on the anger. Anyway, Guru wanted to detect what is going on to the king. Then the king actually start. I don't know if it is happening at all. I don't know. Anyway, the Guru says, "Okay, you don't know. Your leg is shaking, and you are doing this. It is not one time revelation in you. You keep doing every all the time. I keep seeing, observing since minutes." And whatever you are in ordinary life, in ordinary state where you are staying, you are ruling your country and all, you are taking rest, you are the king. So because these are things are happening, not because that you don't know, because it is the truth that you don't know. There is a lacuna behind your knowing, that you are not aware, you are not conscious. So think that you have to change your habit. That's what is required. It is a yogic path. You have come to listen the preachings. So naturally you must be conscious. You must be aware. Thing is that story is relates. Anyway, it hits anybody with anything. But actually, this guru was that much bold. He told the truth. Satyam priyat priyam priyat ma priyat apriyam satyam. You can tell the truth. You can say the lovable, but actually apriyam satya, that will create difference, or enmity, that must not be showed. But actually it needs a greater courage to stick the right path, or we said, and it is then to clarify, and this habit of the king was changed. Anyway, we'll go for another format of the our discussion. Then actually we must speak the truth. And actually, what is the difference, and how the two words truth and opinions are related? Mother quotes here, in the ignorance, mental opinion always opposes one another. In ignorance, mother very interestingly, and the mother boldly quoted here, very in a very straightforward manner. In the ignorance, mental opinion is always oppose one another. Mental opinions, this is coming from the surface mind, of course, not from higher mind. If it is from higher mind, then there is no chance of any contradiction. If it is coming from the ordinary surface mind, reasoning mind, then we oppose it opposes each other because it is packed with ignorance. So again, mother course, in the truth there are complementary aspects of the higher knowledge. In the truth, it is there inside the truth there are complementary aspects of the higher knowledge. Again, very interestingly, mother quotes here, in all opinions there are something true and something false. In the all the opinions, it is coming from the reasoning mind. Of course, in the some people are actually little advanced, staying advanced, they are thinking advanced, they are working advanced from this, comparing to this ordinary surface, below surface or subsurface mind. So in all opinions there is something true and something false. So they have got some opinions, and all the opinions are false, something true and something false. It is a mixture. Again, it is indeed a great and useful thing to be able to listen to the opinions of others without losing one's temper. Don't lose your temper. Try to be a very good listener. It will be very helpful to you in that formatting. So try to listen. Something true will be there, something false will be there. So you need to be a good patient actually listener. So without losing your temper, you can do everything. Again, we are going to listen and discuss a very interesting topic. Truth is above mind. So we know that the mind is all. For my man is mind is man. Mind is all. Beyond mind, it can nothing can be surmised. And suppose somebody is thinking of something great, they feel there is a fire on the apex of the world. Mind can't reach. If mind is all, then renounce the hope of truth. If mind is all, then renounce the hope of bliss. Still then, we will still, after listening all these things, surface mind is not able to grasp the highest truth. There is a greater truth. There is a higher consciousness. We have to reach. We have to actually spin up to that moment. So, mother quotes, truth is above mind. Very interestingly, mother quotes here. The truth is not linear or global. You are staying in this linear means just on the surface or parallel to the surface in the linear way. It is not there. Horizontal or global, mother course. The truth is not linear or but global. It is not linear joining one point to another. It is almost global. It is not a successive but simultaneous. Not successive but simultaneous. Again, therefore, it can't be expressed in words. It has to be lived. So, not linear but global, not successive but simultaneous. Therefore, it can't be expressed in words. In words, you can't express it. It has to be lived. This is the mother quotes in a very advising term, in a very bold, strong term. To come closer to the truth, you must often accept not to understand. To come closer to the truth, when you are coming to, it is the required condition. To come closer to the truth, one must not accept, one must often accept and not to understand. Because if you understand, if you use your brain, then naturally there is a chance of getting error, creating a problem. Truth is above mind. In the silence that one can enter into the communication with it. So requirement is silence because it is above the mind. Mind can touch, mind can reach. So silence is required for the communication. To pray to the divine and to surrender oneself entirely. Pray to the divine and surrender oneself entirely and in all sincerity to him, to the Lord, are the essential preliminary conditions. These are the things to be done to pray the divine, to surrender oneself entirely. Wholehearted surrender, that is the requirement. And the truth is neither in separation or in uniformity. So the truth is unity manifesting through diversity. This is the thing we must remember, we must understand, and we must live in. Thank you.